So, hi guys. Thank you everybody for being here. But unfortunately, I think something happened and I'm not actually live. But I will post this video um, as soon as I can. So today's topic was stress management, which is actually very close topic for me right now in in relations to everything that's going on back in Ukraine, where my family is. So, stress management would be a very appropriate topic, which you guys have chosen from the previous poll. And I'm actually just want to take a minute and say I'm very grateful for all your messages with support. And understanding that I wasn't so active the last couple of days, I was digesting everything that is happening. So for stress management today, it will be a little shorter than I expected, but what I want to say is the stress has two different sides. There is an acute kind of stress, which in which your safety or safety of your family um, is under attack, so called, like your safety, like physical safety, emotional, mental, or financial safety is under distress. So you have fear, and fear for your safety in any of those areas brings an acute stress to your life. And then there is other stress that is a lower key stress, but it's a prolonged stress, and it's a big problem as well. So there's like different kinds of stress. There is stress like ongoing stress, let's say from pandemic, or from toxic work environment, or from relationships that are not working out. Today, I think I will address the side of an acute stress, that is when you, for example, find out that you have a diagnosis that threatens your life, right? It's a threat to your um, uh, physical well-being. For example, a threatening relationship, um, or a sickness. It can be also a very acute financial situation in which you can find yourself, and that's very stressful. And all those stressors are based on fear. And the more you understand how this stress works in your body, the better you will be able to cope with that. So when acute stressful situation happens, you have fears for your safety, for your life, or your relatives, right? And the first thing usually is like a shock kind of. You're in shock, you don't know why and what's happening, and you have to be aware of that. And emotions arise, very strong emotions, usually based on fear, usually based on feeling helpless, that you cannot change things. And you just give yourself a little time to digest that situation. Don't just try to um, to think of why, to fall into mentality of the victim, of why is this happening to me or my family, or I should have done this and that, that might have prevented, because this all a very negative and connotations to already very stressful situation. In stress, our body develops all the hormones for fight and flight. Our logical thinking kind of shuts down, and this is very unhelpful, and it becomes like a cycle, right? A vicious cycle. So how do you deal with that acute state? So as I say, give yourself a little time, and very helpful to try to um, have breathing, like practice breathing through the day, like all the time, to stop and breathe, to calm down your heart rate, because it subconsciously gives your body a feeling of safety, and that calms down a little bit of your anxieties and fears, and you can think more logically. Once you kind of digested that first shock, and um, dealing with your emotions in a more positive way, not thinking about all the negative, not blaming yourself, because you have to start thinking and dividing what you can do and what you can't. There are things that outside of our personal ability to do anything about the situation, and it's very important to make a distinction between what you can do and what you can't, and deal with what you cannot do in a way that of acceptance that it is what it is, as hard as it is, to concentrate on things that you can do. For those who have faith in universal laws of universe or in God, it's very helpful to have those the faith, because it helps you to concentrate on what you can do and kind of accept what's outside of the realm of your abilities to change things. And then you concentrate on what you can do, what steps you can take to deal with your situation, be it financial stressors, like you suddenly been fired, right? This is very stressful. Or, as I was saying, you got some problems with health, or maybe it's a dangerous situation in your relationships and you're threatened. So once you've kind of divided on what you can do something about and what you can't, and you just put aside what you cannot do and have faith that will be dealt with somehow outside of your possibilities, and you can do like really what you're in charge of is your own thinking and calming your emotions, because emotions can be very helpful or harmful to your stress levels. You can be gearing yourself more and more into stress, and logical thinking is not working very well in highly stressful situations. So that's just a little tips today, which actually I've worked through. Last Thursday was my day when I was in shock, and then starting Friday, I started actually working through this myself. So I'm concentrating on things that I can do, and leaving everything else uh, to the universe, so-called, and having faith that things will work out the way they're supposed to work out, and concentrating on actions that will be helpful, and not stressing out over things that I cannot control. So anyway, I hope it's helpful. I will continue with this topic on the next live, and I will have more details about more tips on maybe the prolonged stress, because it's very important to know that prolonged stress that you have for months is very bad for your health. It's even more dangerous that short-term high intensity stress, like from safety point for your health. Long prolonged stress is bad, so you have to actually change the habits and put things in place that will help you. Anyway, I don't think this live was actual live, so I'm gonna post this video, and I will see you next time. You guys, you take care and stay safe.